All right, we ready about getting this one?
It's my cut point.
Hey. Hey, hey. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? GameFi podcast. Coach E in the house, J Black on the ones, twos, Live Hip Hop Daily Studio as per usual. We're now morphing into our art animation segment. And about to get into it a little bit. Boom. Got our anime music in the background, having fun, doing our thing. Yeah. So we're gonna jump in this art and anime segment. So, oh my goodness. One of the things I know we were working on at Morris Brown recently, and I think Steam, right? You've heard that before, right? Steam.
I heard of STEM.
Okay. So probably I don't know how many years so far, but so science, technology, engineering, arts is the A for STEAM. And mathematics, for a while, it was straight STEM-based education. They wanted to talk about it, but I can't remember and pinpoint exactly when they decided to make sure that they added the arts to it, which really brings in the abstract thought that it takes to come up with a lot of these different technologies. And if you don't have that art, abstract thinking side of the mind, then you really aren't innovating and creative. But you can look at any scientist anywhere. I'll tell you, they have some art background. Either they were deep into music, painting arts, drawing, storytelling, film. It's some art they were deeply involved in and immersed in as a part of their science, because to come up with the things that people come up with when they invent stuff, you got to have that artistic mindset. If you don't have it, and people will say they're very technical and got the algorithms and everything, but they do have a little bit of abstract thought, because if you get discrete math, to just be good in math, I'm telling you right now, if you can't, think outside of the box and see how different things work together and how you can derive equations from one from another, that takes an artistic brain in order to do. You can't just do that with just an analytical brain. Only. You got to have both things working on the sides of that. But we talked a little bit about animation. Shouts out to Young Authors Publishing is a company, a friend of mine, Leah, and oh my goodness, her partner, her name escapes me right now, but oh my goodness, they're gonna get on me. And I say this all the time. This is why I need to come in with notes with stuff written down so I can remember these people's names. But the cool part about it is I have invited them to the podcast, so they'll be coming on definitely for the arts anime segment. We'll talk with them about some of the work that they do and things they do on that side. But literacy is very important when it comes to the tech industry and being able to be successful, because if you can't really read and comprehend, you really can't do anything, right? So we're definitely going to have them on to talk about that. But I'm going to have definitely more artists to come and talk about some of the different things they do, because I wish I was more of an artist. Like, I could see the art in my head, but I can't put it out there, right? That's why I'm so interested with what's going on with AI right now and art. Like, there's a lot of AI out there being used to create art, self-portraits, and do a lot of cool things. And it's really, really nice. It's really, really nice. It's really, really perfect. So I don't know. Somebody asked a question like, what does that mean for artists if AI is now starting to create that art? Well, I was like, well, you still got to have somebody to input what needs to be there. It's not like the computer just decides to look at something and say, hey, I want to turn that into art. Somebody has to deal with it. But there's always things you get to choose as it goes forward. But, it's kind of interesting to see how all that goes with that as far as AI is driven. So what do you think about AI and computers doing art?
I mean, I'm with it. Like, I think computers. They involved in every industry.
Yeah.
And it's like we at a point now where you can't really get around it. I mean, I don't really have no. I'm not against it. Yeah,
I mean, they write songs. You got computers that write songs now.
Yeah, remember we were talking about with the in the film segment with the voiceovers.
Right.
You know, they using people's voices, and the person might be dead. Our guy from Lion King and Star Wars.
Right.
The old guy.
Oh, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, James Earl Jones. How he, he give him permission to use his voice.
Yeah.
And he don't have to work at all. Like they just, automating his voice and using that. So, I mean, it makes the job easier.
It does, and I think and that's what technology was supposed to make our lives easier. But what technology has also done is given more access to us. Whereas, like, see, in the construction industry, like, you work on the sun, basically. Now, there's some things you can do at night when there's no sun and things like that, but for the most part, you're not going to be doing too much construction in the dark, without some artificial lighting being brought in, like when they do street work and things of that nature. But it's very interesting that, they get paid hourly and it's really sun up, sun down, and they're done. Whereas technology, you work through 24 hours. If you could work 24 hours a day, you would be able, and that's the way technology has gotten access to you. And if, you got phones, it used to be beepers and stuff like that, but now you got phones, you got email, so people have access to you. They can get a message to you, and if you're not monitoring it, they try to get on you and stuff like that. So, people's sleep patterns are different now, and it's different. It's not that you're working a different shift. It's all blended into one shift. It's not even, day shift, night shift, graveyard shift anymore. It's literally one shift blended into.
Yeah, I even say that, like, even with business, like the boundaries that have gotten loose, like the business hours. Like, cause I've talked to clients at midnight.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I mean, of course I'm asking they're asking me of everything, but you're talking to people after 5 p.m. after work hours, like,
right.
It's not traditional anymore.
No red. No, what's his name? Red. My office hours are between 9 and 5. Nah, you can't hang nobody out the window no more.
It just ain't as formal.
Nah.
I mean, it is. You do still got to set some type of boundary.
Right.
But it's not as formal as
okay.
we used to.
And I like that word boundaries too. And it's funny, we're talking about art. Art breaks the boundaries, And so you got to think of how to do things a little differently. But what you can still do is you can set your hours, set those boundaries. Now, if it's an 8-hour day, it doesn't have to be 8 consecutive hours. It could be literally these 4 hours from 8 to 12, you have access to me. And then again, from 6 to 10. Those are my 8 hours that I have, but you have boundaries that you set. So I think, that's what you want to do is set your boundaries, but you can be creative on how you set your boundaries. And I think that's what we can do. And I think if anything that artists teach you, inspiration can strike at any time. So why not have your work hours reflect that? You work best from this time to this time and this time to this time. If I don't work best in the middle of the day, siestas. Oh my God. Listen, like Latin societies, they do siestas. So middle of the day, lunch, they'll have like a 3-hour lunch time. So if it's 12 to 2, 12 to 3 is their siesta time, they come back to work and then work the rest of the hours they'll do. But they are so productive because it's like they focus on that and they don't kill themselves throughout the day, which I think a lot of people are doing, is literally killing themselves with the amount of time that they're spending on the time that they're working and doing these crunches and stuff like that. So it's crazy. So we have to use, take a cue from the artist, be creative, do things differently, but still do it. That's one of the things we can definitely make sure we do. So that's our art segment for today. Awesome.